Hey, everybody, or maybe not everybody, maybe particularly I want to talk to women today. I'm Cathy McLeish. I'm 38 years sober, been away from no drink since I was 27. And I want to talk about what alcoholism, what drinking every day, or drinking and not knowing when you're going to stop, or how much you're going to drink, what that does to a woman, and what recovery might look like for that very same woman. So I was 27 when I stopped drinking, but you know what? I've gone through every age from then until now as a recovering alcoholic. And so being an alcoholic as a woman is a little bit different. I definitely don't really know what it's like to be an alcoholic as a man, but I have been side by side in recovery for men, especially my husband of 30 years. And I kind of know and see the differences. One, when I came in and had to get some help for my drinking, which I was drinking every day, and my alcoholism might not look like your alcoholism. I was drinking at the end every day, all day long, and I could not do and function without alcohol. So when I stopped drinking, there's this stigma about alcoholism, which you cannot get away from. There's shame, there's guilt, there's just this ugly cloud over alcoholism, which is a disease, which, I put alcohol in my body and I set off this allergy, this craving, and it goes into my bloodstream, into my brain. I act differently. I am responsible for everything I do, but I do act differently because of the disease of alcoholism. And the biggest factor is denial. And I have to decide myself if I'm alcoholic and I need help. And yet that denial is telling me all day long, I can take care of it. I can fix this. I have the power to make my life something other than it is. And day by day, I change. I go downhill. I fail at this, decision to stop drinking over and over and over again. And as a woman, and I was a woman, I was a mother, I was a wife, I was a parent of 4 beautiful children, and every day I'm engaging in something that is very shameful. And, if I want to drink and I don't have somebody to drink with, if I wanted to drink on a Sunday back then, you couldn't go anywhere and buy alcohol. You had to sit in a restaurant, a Pizza Hut. This would be an example of what I did. I would go into a Pizza Hut because I wanted alcohol. I would order a pitcher of beer. I would pretend that a friend was going to come and join me. And of course, she would never come. And so I would be looked at as this poor person that's friend never showed up, when really I was an alcoholic woman trying to look halfway normal when I was drinking, when I needed alcohol, and I had none in my home. So drinking for a woman has this, kind of connection to it that, we shouldn't be doing it. We shouldn't definitely be doing it to the extent that I was doing it. And I had men in my life who drank like I drank, but would say, oh my gosh, you can drink me under the table. And you would look at me and say, no way, I don't even believe her as she's saying this right now. However, it was true. And it was the truth of my alcoholism and the extent to which it had gone that I could actually put a lot of alcohol into my system and still function as a regular person, whatever situation that might be in. And so you go and you ask for help, and people are actually looking at you and wondering if you're telling the truth, if you really do have a problem. Because, normally women don't, drink. That's what people think. They don't drink alcoholically. They, might be too feminine to do that, too in control to do that. They might look too normal. But you know what? I have been in recovery for 38 years now, and I have seen a lot of ugly women alcoholic. And we're not talking about physically ugly. We're talking about what the disease of alcoholism does to a woman, because it does not differentiate. It will do the same amount of destruction to a woman, to a mother, to a wife. Alcoholism will take them down just like it would any man. And so be on guard. Know that if you're thinking, I cannot be alcoholic, I cannot have this problem, it happens to us. And sometimes it happens to us faster because of our makeup, because of our size. There are a lot of differences between men and women in their physical makeup, even muscle mass. And so I can be affected by alcohol a lot faster when I put it in my system than a man can, just because of their physical makeup, if nothing else. So alcoholism for a woman, it can kind of sneak up on you. Other people can be telling you all day long, you cannot have it, you are not alcoholic, maybe you drink a little too much. And working against us is that denial that is going to say, they're probably right. I'm probably, overreacting to this situation. I had one bad night. I had 4 bad weekends. And we can talk ourselves into the idea that it is not a problem. You know what? There's one like ace in the hole, silver lining in the cloud, whatever that expression is. When I get on the other side, when I stop drinking, it is so much easier for a woman. Is it easy? No, it's not easy to get sober and stay sober. The benefits far outweigh that pain. My husband always says, choose your heart. And it's like staying in the drinking once we get this far, it is so hard. Life is so hard. How we feel about ourselves is so tough. That getting on the other side, putting down that drink, asking for help, putting myself in an environment where other people can help me, support me, show me the way that I do not know how to stop drinking one day at a time and bring things into my life that will make my life something I want to live without alcohol, something very wonderful without alcohol. I don't know how to do that myself. So that is hard, but it will never be as hard as it was for me to stay in that problem. So as a woman, that ace in the hole is I come out of my alcoholic life, and it is so much more acceptable for me to be a non-drinker. Is it always comfortable at a wedding, at a business function, at some kind of a dinner where you're celebrating something? No, it's not always comfortable not to be able to take a drink or toast to something that's exciting that's happening, but it's definitely doable. For a man, it's a little bit tougher because stereotypically, men are supposed to be drinkers. Men are supposed to be able to handle their alcohol. And so we as women may have it hard when we're in the drinking lifestyle because there is that stereotypical shame that goes with the way we act, the way we don't show up for everybody when we're drinking. But when we choose to put down that drink, our lifestyle is easier. And so as a woman, and, the shame that I was feeling, I did not have to take that on. So much of that was from outside of me. And when I got sober and I started to, like I said, show up, do the next right thing, I started to feel like the woman I truly was on the inside. And that disease no longer was shooting out these negative feelings for me to take on as a drinking woman. So asking for help, looking at, the future as something that one day at a time I can handle, I can do it with a support system, and then starting to live that life as a woman that is so okay with looking at myself in the mirror and knowing that I am going to keep that promise. I am going to show up for that event. I am going to be the person on the inside that you are seeing on the outside instead of this chameleon that has to adapt to every situation I am in to hide my lies or my stories or what I have or haven't done that I was supposed to do. It is a much easier life as a woman in recovery. So please make that phone call. Talk to that person that you can confide in, and then get yourself in a situation with a therapist, with a mentor, or a coach that can help you to start one day at a time to live the life that you were intended to live as the woman that you are meant to be. Cathy McLeish, please follow, subscribe, and help us to break through that stigma, especially for women. That stigma that says alcoholism is ugly, alcoholism is insurmountable. It will take everything from us. It does not have to. If we learn, if we grow, if we change a little bit at a time, it does not have to. So, thanks.